I'd like to say good morning to everybody. And I'm going to be reading Matthew, the 7th chapter, and I will be reading out of a Holy Name Bible containing the Holy Name version of the Old and New Testament, critically compared with ancient authorities and various manuscripts, revised by the late A.V. Training of the Scripture Research Association. Matthew, the 7th chapter. Judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but consider not the beam that is in thy own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull you out of the mote, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thy own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thy own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of your brother's eye. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and rend you. Ask, and it shall be given unto you. Seek, and ye shall find it. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. But every one that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Or what man is there of you, whom if thou son ask bread, will he give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he give him a serpent? If ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Therefore all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law of the prophets. Enter ye in by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many be there that go thereat. Because small is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs, or thistles? Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Neither can a corrupt thing bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not good fruit is hewed down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by the fruits ye shall know them. Not every one that saith unto me, Rabbi, Rabbi, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say unto me in that day, Rabbi, Rabbi, did we not eat and drink in thy name? And in thy name have cast out demons? And in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I say unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Therefore whosoever heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that heareth these things of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the wind blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it. And it came to pass, when Yahshua ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. I just read Matthew the 7th chapter.
I have just one announcement before I call on the first speaker. Bernadette is missing her Bible, and it's an old Schofield Bible, and it's in a case. So if anybody has taken it by mistake or seen it, please return it to Bernadette, please. Thank
It's
you.
in a case?
It's
No, it's in
a
a box.
It's in a box, in a case, it's something like this dates.
Oh,
So, but it's a Schofield, it's a King James Schofield Bible, so if you would, please. Thank you. And our first speaker this morning will be Dr. Juan Silva.
Surprise. Yes, it is.
Nothing is secret.
Wow. Turn my head here. It was a surprise. Oh, good morning. Nonetheless, there is always something, even if it's small, to say about this great gospel. And, I will try to pace myself and slow down, because sometimes I just try to rush into it. So, let me try to gather my thoughts.
That's right.
I was just talking to Ramon outside about the way the world is already acting, you know, and it's all coming to pass. And of course, this should not be of a surprise to us, because we know that when he says it, it's going to happen. But it's getting real violent, and not only are they turning amongst themselves within the Muslim community, but they definitely hate the Christians. And if they ever found out about us having the word, well, we'd be in that list too, you know. So it's either you're a Muslim or you're a heathen to them, you know.
right.
And to them, they just want to do away with it. And they're going through going through some of these museums and destroying some of these
Yeah.
priceless items and all that. Yes, they're idols, and we realize that, but nonetheless, the art and the
Right.
history behind them
Right.
is magnificent. But that was in my mind, and I had to get it out. But all praises be to Yahweh. And this great creator of ours. First of all, Yahweh is spirit. Yahweh, the Father, in that Father form, is all spirit, and He is the attributes of love, beauty, foundation, power, justice, wisdom, knowledge, intelligence, and strength. And Joshua tells us that no man has seen the Father. So, but nonetheless, Dr. Kinley, after seeing this vision and having the revelation, has brought it to us and explained it to where now we can understand it and try to bring it forth. And so the Father is pure spirit, but when He decided within Himself to bring His plan into action, He moved into Yahweh Elohim, or Yahweh Elohim, which is a super incorporeal form, which can only be seen in visions. This same form was actually, well, Joshua, well, this even over here. I always come down here, this is where we're always done, but he wasn't, this was just part of his mission that he had to fulfill. But he didn't end there. He went on and poured out the Holy Spirit, and his ultimate state would be where we want to put him is before he takes everything back into the Father. Here I go again. I'm starting to get ahead of myself, but I'll back it out. So how we come to know how this is brought to us, and this is, I've been thinking about it, is it's just wonderful how He set everything in motion all the way from the very beginning, from the ages and the ages and dispensation of time that He had set forth. And even from the very creation, when He created the angels, I used to think that it was part of the same time and all, but come to know, you sit here long enough, and you'll be taught that all that happened before, because it tells us in Revelations that there was a war in heaven. So that tells us that this happened before, way before He did creation. Of course, Yahweh was doing it in the time of eternity, so I'm trying to put time on it because that's the way, as a man, as a human, that's the way I understand it. But with Yahweh, there is no time. And So when he set that all in motion, and Satan did, and a third of all the angels of heaven sinned against Yahweh, well, he cast them out into the darkness. And then when he did make creation, when it was still in the chaotic state, this is where he had cast them out. And as they followed through with creation, and made man on the sixth day, and then he, in turn, Adam had sinned, but he died willingly. It's not something that he just went out and picked of the fruit of the wrong one that he was told not to. His bride did, and he died willingly for it. And that was symbolic, or a type and a shadow, pointing to the Messiah, that us as the bride, he's going to die for us. And it is, wow, it is profound. The way that it is all put together, the way that, wow. All the way from Adam, and then it goes through all the times to Abraham, I guess to all the Noah. Well, that's a whole story on its own. But even through Noah, this ark that was built, this was, wow, I gotta take it back. And then we have Isaiah 8:20.
Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the prophets, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
To the law or to the prophets. So the law is the first 5 books that were written, or not written by, but overseen the writing by Moses, as his vision was given to him by Yahweh Elohim atop Mount Sinai. And that's from everything from the creation to the genealogies to the making of this tabernacle is where we're actually wanting to head with that. The law and the prophet these are our tools, and these are our these are our tools that were given to us, and just takes. The funny thing about these things is, just because you have a tool, that does not mean you can go out there and just do what you want with it. Even you still have to learn. There's a knowledge that has to come through us, and in this class, that knowledge is got to sit in here and patiently wait.
That's right.
And if you're one of the lucky ones, you get this. Just open up your understanding to what it really means. You know, it's not just stories that we've been reading all our lives. These stories actually were all a symbolic or a type and a shadow to the Messiah. And wow, from I just want to go so many directions with it, but I still need to. What I want to do is this tabernacle. I'm going to even skip the whole journey of all coming out because everybody already knows. But this tabernacle is what I'm pointing out to, or wanting to point out to, is, of course, the court roundabout, the holy place, and the most holy place. But it's only one tabernacle. And this is pointing out to, of course, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And we know that there wasn't 3 tabernacles that were put up. It's just the one, and it points out to the same thing, to the Godhead.
That's right.
And each one has its own function, and this is probably more for some of you others. But even this tabernacle, when they received it here, the journey that they were going through, just wandering through back and forth, it was just, it shows it in the human body, and the way that man, and the way that man is made in the image of Yahweh, or Yahweh Elohim. And down to the very vessel, the blood vessels, and the, wow. When they made the tabernacle, the angels were put on these veils. And then if you've ever seen the brain, pictures of the brain, the way these, I don't even know what they're called. I used to know. Yeah, well, at the other end, they say that when they're thinking, it's flashing.
Right. They're dead right.
And yeah, and it's just amazing, down to the very last,
That's right.
like the moderator says, nothing escapes this path. Absolutely nothing. All the way down from the very beginning of creation to when he puts it forth, gives the law to Israel. And this is only, in Galatians, he's telling them that this law was only given to him as
Schoolmaster.
a schoolmaster, yes, but it only served for the purpose, only, it pointed to the Messiah, and of course they had to do it. This law was not their righteousness, the Messiah was their righteousness. Because I think it's the last verse of Galatians 2nd chapter. Get that up for me, please.
Galatians 3 and 24.
2 and
21. Do not, Galatians 2 and 21?
yeah, that's the last verse.
Yes. I do not frustrate the grace of Yahweh, for if righteousness come by the law, then the Messiah is dead in vain.
This is Saul telling on all of Egypt at that time, or the Jews, in Egypt, the Jews rather, that because they were still thinking that they had come and they were trying to do away with the law. And actually, they were, but only for the reason that it was fulfilled, and the Messiah had come and fulfilled it, and taken it out of the way. But they didn't have that understanding that this was what he was doing. They thought they knew these scriptures, they read them, but they were just apparently interpreting them their own way. And so this law that was given, I keep running it all over and bring it right back down. It is a lot. It's just, when I sit here and within myself and I'm thinking, whether driving or at work, and you're just running so much through your mind, It's always I always used to bring it from Abraham, and then all the way down when they were enslaved for 430 years. Now Yahweh had told them that this was going to happen. There was no surprise. But then when he brought them and he said, I have seen your suffering, and he came down to save them, and he brings them to and through and gives them this law, the law and the prophets, which they were supposed to go by. And of course, it was meant to fail. And then the Messiah comes on the scene, and he comes and fulfills just absolutely everything. And there's things out there that we haven't even read about or put together. And patiently, we got to sit and wait and hope that those things, those mysteries will be revealed, or I do, to me. Because there's just so much. From the very fulfillment of the vision, going back to showing that the Messiah, Moses, actually it was the Messiah, but it wasn't the Messiah here then. It was in a different form. But Yahshua going up, and the elders, and you got the Aaron and the two sons, and then the elders. But then it's just going back and showing Peter, the elder, James and John, and the Messiah fulfilling it. Wow. I just feel like I'm starting to go into just little circles, so I'm going to take my seat, but there is absolutely this beautiful, beautiful gospel, and just know this, that this gospel, sit in it, stay strong, because this is the gospel to your salvation of your soul, and that's what we're here for, is to hopefully at the last days, when he's brought it all back up, when he says, because he tells them in 2 Thessalonians that, to you who are troubled, there is no rest with us, and this is the rest that he's given us. And it's waiting desperately to go, be called one of the going to be faithful. And with that, I'm going to sit down, and hopefully I can learn something from you all. Thank you.
branch school, Dr. Fred Allen Jr.
Thank you so much. Will the 2 ones come up in first, please? Will 2 ones come up in first?
1 and 1 2.
1 and 2.
The 2 ones.
He's older than me, so you can call him 1 and 2.
Now, I'm just gonna do a little bit of demonstration. They talk about tools, having tools. What's your occupation?
Which one?
Or your
main one.
Worksmith.
I order meat in for the counter.
And you started pretty good.
Yeah.
What tools you have to use to have it? To do
A
that?
handheld computer and a computer.
Okay. You okay? What's your occupation?
Elevator technician.
Elevator technician. Now, there's 2 different jobs. You got the same name, first name, anyhow. But now, what tools you have? That you use? Just take a couple of them. I don't get a lot.
Same thing, computer. We use computers to, anymore with circuit boards to troubleshoot and fix elements.
Well, when you had to repair one, what did you use to repair?
With the repairs, we use screwdrivers and
Okay,
towels
that's what I'm
and
trying to get. I'm trying to get.
wrenches and.
Try to get down to the tools they have to use to do their job. Okay? The different jobs require different tools. But they, on top of it, they also have to know what tools to use and when to use them. I'm talking about for it to be effective and to do the job and do it well. You understand what I'm saying now? Thank you, gentlemen. I wanted to bring that up because I wanted to say, to show you there's a need for having tools and also there's a requirement of learning how to use it. Now, Juan Silva, he was supposed to be going down to Rio Rosa today with Charles. Charles is sick. And so allowing you to have a chance to say something here is great too, because you get an exercise here where you go. Now, learn to be a speaker is you always, this is a gift, I haven't said it that way. It's a gift. And it does require you to know something what's in the Bible, but also be able to explain to somebody to be able to receive and understand what you are saying. Now, I'm going to try to invoke the class again. I know we got some young students in the class too, so I understand that, and I've got that in mind, and I'm hoping that I won't be over their heads either in what we're going to talk about. But I do want them to be alert. Now, if you have any questions, you don't understand what I'm saying, raise your hand. I will try to answer. So I want you to be free to do that. Because I don't want nobody to go away and say, I didn't understand what he's talking about. And that's very easy for it to happen, because I mean, we can get up here and rattle on and nobody knows what we're talking about. So, now, Juan talked about, Juan Silva talked about the tabernacle. And I'll say it this way, the founder coming to us after having a vision and a revelation. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what's going to be revealed or nothing like that. And even though he gave permission for us to ask him questions, we didn't know what question he even asked. So he had to ask questions and answer them himself, so we could be informed about what he wanted to give us. So I mean, it became a double job. And I thought about what I thought about the things that I did myself being around the founder didn't ask. Well, it didn't come to mind to be asked, because I didn't think we were going to have the kind of problem we got today to deal with things like that. But nevertheless, he gave us sufficient tools to be able to examine, check out, confirm whether something's right or wrong, to the point you have definite, yes, that's right, yes, or no, that's wrong. Because you got something that you can go by. See? Now, if you can't take a screwdriver when you need to use a hammer. Because there's two different operations. They do for different things. And you won't be successful trying to do the one for the other. You've got to be right to do the right job. The right job. Now, if you and I were looking for the truth, what do we think I'm talking about before you came to class, what would you think you need to be able to what would you use to, or compare to what you knew was being true to that which you thought was being a lie? How would you be able to, what would you be able to do with what you did know then to be able to say, well, that's right and that's wrong? I know you have grown, and since you come to class, you've grown in understanding, but before then you didn't have that the tools.
No.
See, what Dr. Ken told us that you have false teachers, false ministry. How you gonna know which one is right, which one is wrong? I'm standing before you, I could be wrong. But then he went on and said, there's a way you're gonna have to do that. The first one was, and I think we read Isaiah 8:20. That was one of the first tools that was an insight to know that you got to go by certain scriptures in the Bible. And another thing we didn't know is the whole Bible, the whole Bible is not the scriptures, as he was referring to it. So it requires a lot of things you learn, but we want to try to break it down so people understand what we're talking about. Okay, now, here's what we're going to do. We have a tabernacle. That's the next tool we have with the tabernacle. I said the tabernacle was another tool, so we got the law and the prophets. The application of them being in agreement. That's a tool. That's two. Actually, those are keys, really. See? The tabernacle, pattern, that's a tool. Now, you know what pattern is used. I mean, you can't go down and get a pattern for a dress and make a pants. You need to go down and get a pattern. They have pattern for pants, they get a pattern for a dress. So you can see what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to show you can't just mix things up. And if you get a dress pattern, see, you can't go and get a dress pattern for a size 3, and you need a size 12. Unless you go on and spin it out and make it big enough so to be able to use it for the size. So you see, I'm just trying to just give you all kinds of replications that you can encounter. See, you know you got that. Now, we got a tabernacle, we got a law and the prophets. Now the tabernacle is like what you and I would call today, or what we would call a measuring rod. Something to go by. Now, one could say, Fred, go down and give me a 2x4, 10 feet long. I come back and give him this. We know it's not 10 feet long, so we know that I'm right way or wrong. So you got to send me back to get what he wants. See? But how's he going to check it out? He's got something to go by. He's got a measuring rod. He's got a tape to measure it. And both he and I then can agree to it. We lay it out. See? So we have something to go by. Now that's just in our own everyday life. Now, here we go. Now we're going to talk about the mysteries of Yahweh and apply that way. Now somebody said, where in the world is this guy going to go today? See? Now, we have a pattern. And I wanted to do it this way so we follow it. That's a quarter roundabout. Then you had a building, you had a room inside of that. A room inside of that, right? Then you had an altar, you had a laver, had a candlestick, table shewbread, altar incense. Had the Ark of the Covenant, cherubim on top of it. There's some very, now this is basically the pattern. And it's something that you, when you look at it, may not be much to it. But this was Yahweh gave Israel. When they sinned, they had to come and offer sacrifice for their sin. So this tabernacle was to take away their sins temporarily. That's what this was for. Okay. Now, we come down to the Messiah. What's he all about? What's happening with him? The world today is still baffled as to whether he was God, whether he was a man, whether he was God-man, or he was, they have all kinds of things about him. They don't know what his mission was. Well, let's find out what he said his mission was. And then, see if he lived up to it. Want me down so far? Okay. Now, give me Matthew. Well, we can get the 3rd chapter of Matthew, 5th chapter of Matthew. We might as well get Luke 24th chapter. So I just get it all together so everybody be on the same page as what we're talking about. So let's have Matthew 3, 13. Read it.
Matthew 3:13.
Mm-hmm.
Then cometh Joshua from Galilee to Jordan unto John to be baptized of him.
Mm-hmm.
But John forbade him, saying, I have need to be baptized of thee.
Now he said he's coming to John to be baptized with him. Well, why is he going to John to be baptized? Well, what was John doing in the first place? He was baptizing Israel after they had confessed that they were sinners. When they said they were sinners, they were implying that they were dead. And then being baptized in the water was like being buried. See? So what happened, you were being confess your sins, then you're being buried, baptized in the water. That was her burial. And this was being done before the Messiah's death. So you were being baptized into his death. I'm talking about Israel now. Gentiles didn't have nothing to do that. You weren't involved in that. All right, all with me on that part. Anybody got any question about that? So now, when the Messiah goes to John, knowing he's baptizing sinners, when the Messiah goes to John, and John asked him, had he sinned? He said, no, I haven't. He said, well, I need to be baptized you. Why you come to me? Good question, good question. If he hadn't sinned, why go to John to be baptized? Well, you're always baptizing sinners. But John had another mission. He was looking for somebody. He was baptizing people like mad. But he was looking for a sign. He was going to see a sign of a dove descend upon somebody that he was going to be able to identify as the Lamb of Yahweh. So when this Messiah comes and said, I haven't sinned, well, why is it you haven't sinned? Because I fulfilling what Yahweh told Moses and the children of Israel back there, bring me an offer of an animal sacrifice that had not sinned to atone for a man that had sinned. That's the type. So this is the fulfillment of it now, see? So, are everybody following now? So you see the mission that the Messiah is doing. Whenever he's doing something, he's doing it in fulfillment of something back there in the law and in the prophets. Now, everybody can't see the board. So I don't want everybody to be saying, well, I can't see. We'll get that out of the way. Now, give me the 5th chapter. Oh, well, do you finish that?
I have not finished that.
Will you finish it up? Finish it up. Let's get it.
Then cometh Joshua from Galilee to Jordan unto John, to be baptized of him. But John forbade him, saying, I have need to be baptized of thee, and comest thou to me? And Joshua answering said unto him, Suffer to be so now.
Suffer to be so now.
For thus it becometh us to fulfill
For thus it becometh us to fulfill
all righteousness.
all righteousness. Now, fulfill means to complete,
Stop.
to bring to the end, to stop. Something that has been doing all the time, been done for a long time, supposed to stop and bring it to the end. See? So whenever he did something, it was bringing it to an end. So if he's being baptized, that means he's being in to water baptism. That was then cause us to think then, if he's bringing that to the end, why are we doing it today? Well, we should find out that we're not supposed to be doing it today, because he fulfilled it. Now, finish reading.
I can assume.
You finish up? No, finish up.
All right. And Joshua,
You gotta get the sign.
and Joshua, when he was baptized,
Joshua, when he was baptized,
went up straightway out of the
he
water,
went straightway out of the water
and lo, the heavens were open unto
and
him.
went and had dinner.
No, the heavens were open unto
No,
him.
he went, he said, when Joshua was baptized, he went straightway out of the water, read,
And the heavens were open unto him,
and the heavens were opened unto him, talking about John.
and he saw,
When John baptized, he said the heavens were opened up to him, and what happened?
and he saw the Spirit of Elohim
He saw the Spirit of Elohim
descending like a dove,
descending like a dove,
and lightning upon him.
lighting upon this Joshua.
And lo, a voice from heaven
Then he
said,
heard a voice from heaven.
This is my beloved Son,
This is my beloved Son.
in whom I am
Wait a
well
minute, wait a minute. I thought heaven was way up above the sun on the stars. He said he heard a voice from heaven, so heaven can't be that far away. And so many things we just don't know, we don't understand. But this, hold on, for all people, because I hope we be benefited from it. See? So now you're seeing that John was baptizing, and when he saw the angel, or when he saw this dove descend upon him, he heard a voice say, "This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased." See? Read on what you have there.
This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased.
Mm-hmm.
Then was Joshua led up into the
Then
Spirit,
Joshua was led
up in the Spirit,
in the Spirit.
into the wilderness,
He went into the wars
to be tested of the adversary.
to be tested of the adversary. Now, John didn't have time to say who that was. You follow me now? He didn't say, he had time to follow who it was. But now, I gotta do it real quick. Give me John the 3rd chapter. I mean, John the first chapter. You get this drop down to the 29th verse.
John 1:29. The next day,
The
John
next day, John
seeth Joshua.
said, Joshua, the next day he saw him, which was 40 days later.
Right.
He saw the Messiah coming out of the wilderness. And what?
coming unto him and said, Behold, the Lamb of Yahweh.
Now he's able to identify, behold, the Lamb of Yahweh take away the sins of the world. See? Now John's mission is complete. He come to do what he was sent to do.
Yeah.
Point out the Messiah. See? But now the Messiah got to continue on. Are you with me on that part? So remember that every time the Messiah is doing something, he's fulfilling something that happened back in the past. Okay. Try to tie myself on this clock business too. Okay, now, who'll give me Matthew? 5th chapter.
Matthew 5 and 17.
Mm-hmm.
Think not that I come to destroy the law and the prophets.
Now he says, think not that I've come to destroy the law and the prophets. We just got to tell you that the law and the prophecy was what Yahweh said is what a man's supposed to be able to witness and or be his witnesses to verify things. So we need the law and the prophets. So that means that they're talking about the people of that time, seeing him, thought he was destroying the law and the prophets. Are you with me on that? But what did he say?
Think not
He said, think not.
that I come to destroy the law or the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
I'm coming to fulfill. Read.
Verily I say unto you,
Verily I say unto you,
till heaven and earth pass,
till heaven and earth pass,
one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
so where are you at and what are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? So we ask all kinds of questions out here. See, now out in the world, you're not allowed to ask the minister anything. You sit there, this is what he tell you, you did buy. See? How many of us went to church, heard the minister, and we went out the door and we talked to the brother, hi, you know that service we had today, was that good? Did you get informed about things? We went there, went on home, we went to eat, play a game, whatever we did. We did something. Didn't think about that thing the next Sunday. See? But we got to find out this man was doing something on our behalf. See? He's fulfilling. Now, follow me real close now, because we're going to get ready to move. And that was well, back to the first verse, 5th chapter.
Matthew 5 and 1.
Uh-huh.
And seeing the multitude,
Seeing the multitude,
he went up into a mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came.
Wait. Has your man take you out to a mountain? They always want to call what the Messiah was doing. How they come in and take you to the mountain? I know Easter they try to take you out to the mountain, see sunrise. I'm talking about going to a mountain. Yeah, he saw a multitude of people and he went up to a mountain. Well, why is he doing that for? See? And what happened?
And when he was set, his disciples came unto him.
And then when he was set, his disciples came unto him in the mountain. Read.
And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying,
He opened his mouth and taught them, saying.
Blessed are
Now, I want to drop, go down to 27th verse.
27th verse.
We'll take 21 verse, 21 and 27.
21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time.
So now here's the Messiah, and back here at Mount Sinai, this is the old time. You heard it was said by old times, read.
Thou shalt not commit murder.
Thou shalt not commit murder. So you go back and look at the Ten Commandments, you find thou shalt not commit murder. Okay, read,
27.
27, read.
Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. But now he's doing this in the mountain. See? And they call this the Beatitudes. Matthew the 5th chapter. But he's up in the mountain. And you also see that the people were complex as to the things he was saying and the things he was doing. To the point they were saying, he's coming to destroy the law and the prophets. See? But he's trying to reassure that's not what he's coming for. He's coming to fulfill what they said about me. That's what he's doing. See? So now we got him up in the mountain, we got him all to the people. So it means he's fulfilling something. So did your ministry ever take you back to Moses? See? Go back to Moses. Well, why should I go back to Moses? See? Go give me John 5th chapter 29th verse. I'm just trying to go in just a little bit different way than before. So I said, well, it's always the same old story all the time. Just go a little bit different, that's all.
John 5 what?
John 5:29.
John 5:29. 28. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in the which all which are in the grave shall hear his voice, and shall come forth.
That's 5:28, 29?
Okay. 38, 39 is what I wanted. 39.
39.
Sorry.
Search the scripture.
Yeah. But I wanted,
John 5:39.
oh, it's so much in that.
36.
I can't do it all.
36.
Pick up 36, please. Just pick up 36.
John 5:36. But I have greater witness than that of John.
I have a greater witness than that of John. And we got this one, John, brother, says, behold, the Lamb of God take away sin. So he's saying, I have a greater witness than that of John. Read.
For the works which the Father had given me to finish.
So he's down here doing a work that his Father sent him to do. You know,
The same works that I do
the same works I do,
bear witness of me,
they bear witness of me,
that the Father has sent me.
that the Father has sent me. So whatever he's doing because the Father asked him to do it. Be obedient. Read.
And the Father himself, which hath sent me, hath borne witness of me.
They born witness of me.
Ye have neither heard his voice at any time.
Now you, Jews, at this time, he walks around here, but you haven't heard his voice.
Nor seen his shape.
Or neither have you seen his shape. Now back here they could. They did hear his voice. But down here they hadn't yet. Read on. Okay, read on.
But ye have not his word abiding in you,
You have not his word abiding in you.
for whom he has sent,
For whom he has sent,
him ye believe not.
you don't believe.
Search the scriptures.
Now he said, now search the scriptures. Now he got some, now he's telling them, search the writings of Moses and the prophets. Read.
For in them ye think you have eternal life.
For in them you think you have eternal life.
And they are they which testify of me.
For they are they that testify of me.
And you will not come to me,
You won't come to me
that ye might have life.
that you might have life.
I receive not honor from men,
I don't see honor from men,
but I know you,
but I know you.
that you don't have the love of the Father in you.
You don't have the love of the Father in you. You don't have the Holy Spirit in you, the love of the Father like you should. Read on.
I come in my Father's name,
But he said, now I come in my Father's name,
and ye receive me not.
and you receive me not.
Let another come in his own name, him you will receive.
How come his name is not Joseph Joshua? I mean Joseph Joseph. Joseph, they say Joseph was his father. He's not buried in part of that name. See, so we got all kinds of things we got to look at. See, but he's saying he's coming in his Father's name. See, we don't. I got to get down.
How can ye believe,
How can you believe?
which ye receive honor one of another,
Mm-hmm.
and seek not the honor that cometh from Yahweh
See,
only?
not the honor that comes from Yahweh always.
Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father.
See, I won't accuse you to the Father, read.
There's one that accuses you,
Now he says there's one that accuses you,
even Moses,
even Moses,
in whom ye trust.
in whom you trust. Now the Jews at that time, they, by reading the scriptures, they knew that Yahweh dealt with Moses quite a bit. And they wanted to be like Moses. they want to sit in, I say Moses' seat. It would be like Moses. So you won't come, okay, we don't see what it says.
For had he believed Moses,
But I say, for had you, now they read Moses, they read what Moses said, but said, had you believed Moses,
you would have believed me,
you would have believed me. Well, why so?
for he wrote of me.
Because Moses wrote of him. Now the challenge that you all have was go back and get the writing of Moses and see if you find anything in there about Jesus. And if you do that, you're going to have problems, because you're not going to find it like that. See? Now, I'm not going to take time this time to do it, but we will sometime go to show you how the scribe, how the translators, they messed up on that. But we ain't got time to do that now. So now we're going to find out what happened now. He's coming in to fulfill. He's already directed to go to Moses. See what Moses said to do, then abide by it. Okay, now the next thing was, see, that was the 5th chapter of Matthew. Well, you start by 16th chapter of Matthew and the 21st verse, I think it is. 16, 20, 21, I think, where he's talking about what's going to happen when we go up to Jerusalem.
Matthew 16 and 20. 20 and 21. Then charged he his disciples
saying,
that they should tell no man that he was Yahshua the Messiah.
that he was Yahshua the Messiah. You want nobody to know about it, didn't you? See? Read.
From that time forth began Yahshua to show unto his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem
Now he's telling them up front, we got to go up to Jerusalem. Read.
and suffer many things of the elders and chief
I have to
priests
suffer many things of the elders and the chief priests. Read.
and scribes
And scribe.
and be killed
And I have to be killed.
and be raised again
And be raised again
the third
the
day.
third day. I'm trying to show you, he told them ahead of time what was going to happen. And when they did crucify him, they buried him in Joseph's new tomb, and 3 days later he rose from the dead just like he said he would do. They didn't believe it. But now we're going to talk about as he rose from the dead. So now we're going to go to Luke, the 24th chapter.
Luke 24 and
3 of 24, 25.
Luke 24 and 25.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said unto them, O fools and slow of heart to believe,
O fools and slow heart to believe,
all that the prophets have spoken.
all that the prophets have spoken.
Ought not the Messiah to have suffered these things?
Ought not the Messiah to have suffered these things? In other words, I had to be crucified, I had to be buried, I had to be whooped, I got to be spit upon. All that had to be happened. Why? Because they're in the scriptures. See? Read.
Ought not the Messiah to have suffered these things,
Mm-hmm.
and to enter into his glory?
Mm-hmm.
And beginning at Moses,
So now here's the Messiah, at his death, burial, resurrection, he begins at Moses again.
in all the prophets,
In all the prophets,
he expounded unto them
he expounded on them,
in all the scriptures
in all the
the
scriptures,
things concerning himself.
the things concerning himself. Now he's getting my eye open. The things that happened to me had to happen. I'm appearing to you that you might know that I have risen from the dead. And therefore I told you came to pass just like I said it was going to happen. See? Now go in the same chapter down to the 44th verse.
And he said unto them,
Now he's talking to his disciples. The other time he's talking to 2. Now he's talking to the 12 of them. Read on.
These are the words which I spoke with you
These are the words I spoke with you
while I was yet with you,
before I died. I spoke this to you.
that all things
That all things
must be fulfilled,
must be fulfilled,
which were written in the law of Moses,
which are written in the law of Moses,
and in the prophets,
and in the prophets,
and in the Psalms
and in the Psalms
concerning me.
concerning me. So we got him now. He told he had the same story before he died, the same story after he raised from the dead. Got the same story going on. And what was that? That was the gospel. His death, his burial, and his resurrection. That's what we got to come down here and find out, his death, burial, and resurrection. Which is why it's so important. Now, let me go back to what I want to get to now. Matthew, the 5th chapter. When he go up, he says, "Seen a multitude went up to a mountain," and he was set, and he opened his mouth and taught the disciples, saying, "See, now this is what we're going to do. I'm using my pattern now. See? This is the gate. I made a little mountain there in the holy place. And then in the court around the mountain. Exodus. We're going back to Moses now. 19. I don't know how I want to do this. Well, there was a conversation between Yahweh, to say Yahweh, Elohim, and Moses, to have Israel clean up. Go down to the 20th verse, but that's when he talks about going to the top of the mountain. You know what, let's get a couple verses above it, about 16, 17 verses, where is it?
Exodus 19
About
and 14, 15. And he said unto the people, "Be ready against the third day.
Mm-hmm.
Come not at your wives."
But this is his charge he's given Moses, not at the top of the mountain, this is on the plateau of the mountain. See, read.
And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightning, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of a trumpet exceedingly loud.
So now, I tried to have this chart drawn so we tried to depict it. You can't depict everything because it's just got one canvas. You gotta have a video and really do it right. But they come to this mount, being led by a cloud, and the cloud went and it settled on top of Mount Sinai. And then Yahweh spoke from Mount Sinai to the people. And he gave them what you now call the Ten Commandments. It was given to them. And when Moses was called to the top of the mountain, what happened there? About 20.
And Yahweh came down upon Mount Sinai.
That cloud came down on top of Mount Sinai.
On the top of the mount.
On the top of the mountain.
And Yahweh called Moses up to the top of the mount.
So Yahweh called Moses to the top of the mountain. Read.
Moses went up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, "Go down.
Go down.
Charge the people.
Charge the people.
Lest they break through unto Yahweh the
Mhm.
gates, and many of them perish.
Mm-hmm.
And let the priests also which come near to Yahweh sanctify themselves, lest Yahweh break forth upon them."
So he's asking them to clean up, be ready against the third day for him to speak to them from Mount Sinai. That's the first trip that Moses made go. Now here over in the 5th chapter of Matthew, he's telling Israel he's telling them back there, for Yahweh spoke to Israel back here, the Ten Commandments, he went over the Ten Commandments, the 5th chapter, 6th chapter, and the 7th chapter of Matthew. See? I need to get to something about, we might get to the end. Scripture lesson. But anyhow, what I'm trying to get you to see is that this here was done with Israel coming here to the mountain, and he going up in the mountain, and Yahweh telling him to clean up and get around the mountain. Okay, continue reading it, please.
And Moses said unto Yahweh, the people cannot come up to the mount
Mm-hmm.
Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying,
Without chapter, now, I don't have time to read this and read it right. I gotta read all from, almost from the top to read it down for you to understand what's going on here. He had charged them, I'm talking about Yahweh had charged Moses to tell Israel, clean up and gather around the mount. Don't let no beast, no man come up in the mount at all, because it was set apart from them not to do that. Nobody can go up in the mount. It's stipulated that already, up to it already. But he gave them 3 days to clean up. They came to Mount Sinai on the 3rd day of June. 3 days later is when Yahweh is going to speak to them from Mount Sinai. See? So they go to clean up. They would have to go near their wives, and they're supposed to be clean before they hear Yahweh. Okay. Now go finish reading where you're at in the 19th chapter of Exodus. Read. Are you in the 19th, or you go back in?
I'm in 19, not at 20 yet.
Not at 20 yet? Must be down to get to 20.
Okay, and Yahweh said unto him, away, get thee down, and thou shalt not come up, thou and Aaron.
He's telling us thou shalt
Excuse
come
me,
up.
and
Thou
thou
and
shalt
Aaron.
come up.
And-
I'm gonna read it again.
You please, I appreciate that.
And Yahweh said unto him, away,
Yahweh said unto him, Moses,
away,
away,
get thee down,
get thee down.
and thou shalt come up,
Thou shalt come up,
thou and Aaron
and Aaron
with thee.
with thee.
But let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto Yahweh, lest he break forth upon them.
Do you understand what he's saying now? You know, he's charging Moses to tell the people. He had told them earlier, don't come up in the mountain at all. If the beast come up in the mountain, you gotta kill him. Nobody come up in the mountain. The mountain is sacred. Don't come in. You're up here. Then, he says, now Moses, you and Aaron will come up in the mountain. Go come up in the mountain. So it means they have a special invite to come up in the mountain. Okay? Now, I hope I make this plain. If not, just somebody raise their hand and say, I don't understand what you're talking about.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So since at that point, he's telling Moses that Aaron can go with him, so is that to verify the 2 witnesses? At the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses?
Well, it will be, yeah, it will be, yeah. But see, he's giving them the charge not to touch the mountain. See? And he remembers, he said, don't do it. And so when he saw about coming up the mountain, oh, we can't come up the mountain, so we can't come up in the mountain. See? But he said, yeah, Moses, you and Aaron, you're going to come up in the mountain. And whoever else he designated to come up, they were going to come up into the mountain. But not from the top of the mountain, they're going to come up in the mountain. See? You all do know, we got mountains from down here. Maybe some of you all been in the mountains, maybe some of you haven't been in the mountains. But sometimes you go up a mountain, you don't have to go to the top, you just go up a part way. That's called like a plateau. Not to the top, it's a plateau. See? But then you climb on up to the very top, the top of the mountain. So I want you to see the difference between the two, okay? So now here he's coming, go back down, okay? What verse where are you at now?
The last 1925.
1925.
So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them.
And spake unto them.
Now the 20th chapter.
Now, he went down and charged them, saying, don't come up, don't touch the mountain. Okay. And something I gotta have in this, I think it's going to, the first verse of the 20th chapter, did not clarify what I want. I want to go back to that 19th chapter where he tells me, have to blow the trumpets.
19, yeah. 19 and 19.
See, now the reason why I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to show you, when they got here, Yahweh explained to Moses what he wanted them to do, clean up and get around the mountain. See, and he also told me when they hear the trumpets blow loud and long, they were supposed to assemble at the mountain. That's why I'm trying to get the instructions, you follow what I'm talking about. So let's read that 19th verse or 18th verse, whatever it is. I'm sorry I didn't memorize these verses in my mind.
Exodus 19:16.
Hmm?
And it came to pass on the third day in the morning
It came to pass on the third day in the morning,
that there were thunders
there was thunders,
and lightning
and there was lightning,
and a thick cloud upon
and
the
a
mountain.
thick cloud upon the mountain. Now suppose you were sitting, suppose you were there. Go ahead and go to the mountain, go to the foot of the mountain, of Sandia Mountain. See, and I've been told, because people have been to Mount Sinai, the mountain, they're very similar to Sandia Mountain. Rocky, hilly, stony like. See? You there, standing there, the clouds come down on top of the mountain. You've seen clouds on the mountain before. See? You may not see them red and fiery like they did back here. You hear thunders and lightnings coming out of there. See? You hearing that, seeing that, you're just shaking the thing. You're a mess. You're frightened. That's the intent. So you will be obedient. See?
That's true.
You know how it is, mom and dad. Johnny, I want you to put your toys away. Or you can Johnny, you put the toys away. See? You don't put the toys away, you're going to go to bed right now.
Used to be.
Dear, I know the word like it is, you used to be able to say that, the kids come do it.
Now Johnny tells him to go to bed.
The tables have turned quite a bit, the late years. But it's the way it's supposed to be anyhow. But anyhow, the joy I'm trying to get to, I'm trying to get you to see the intents behind this thing. So see how they work. And did you read about blowing the trumpet?
Not yet.
And, okay, 19 and 16.
Oh,
And,
wow. Read.
and a thick cloud
I
upon
should
the
have
mountain.
started from the top of that. But let me show you, let me say this here. In reading this 19th chapter, you gotta have your mind really geared on what's being said, because it's choppy. Because he said something to him beforehand, and then he says something that's gonna happen later on, and you gotta go, there's this concept, you gotta put it together. And maybe we have to walk out this one more time to try to get it in order that you can see how it works. See, I wanna have this read first before we go to 19, go to 20 and 1. See, let's read that, we're going to read that now. So I want to read, I'm trying to show you the condition of the mountain, and what he told them that they were going to hear before he speaks to them. We're going to read.
19 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightning,
Mm-hmm.
and a thick cloud upon the mount,
Mm-hmm.
and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud,
Exceeding loud, read.
so that the people that was in the camp trembled.
It trembled. Read.
And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp
Brought forth the people out of the camp
to meet with Elohim,
to meet with Elohim,
and they stood at the foot of the mountain.
and they stood at the foot of the mountain. 20, 21, 20 and 1. Read. Wow.
Exodus 20 and 1.
Huh?
And Elohim spake all these
Then Yahweh
words.
spake from the top of the mountain to them, read.
All these words.
Mm-hmm.
I am Yahweh thy Elohim,
I am Yahweh thy Elohim.
which have brought thee out of the land of
Moses
Egypt.
didn't do it. I did. I brought you out from that land of Egypt. Read.
I am Yahweh thy Elohim, which
I
have
am
brought
Yahweh thy Elohim. This is his formal introduction to the people, that the people might know I'm the one responsible for you being here. Read.
I am Yahweh thy Elohim, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Mhm.
out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house. So Egypt was the house of bondage. So he brought them out of the house of bondage. He delivered them. See? Without firing a shot.
Oh, yeah.
There was no gun, there was no weapons used, it's just that Yahweh just told, see, go out and worship, you're gonna worship out in the water. Went there, they come to the Red Sea, they said, there ain't no boats here. There's no ships to take us to the other side. Moses, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh. Now, the east wind came out and blew a pathway through the Red Sea. And when he did that, they went through fire with brush with that Red Sea. See? And Pharaoh, I'm going to go back to my slaves. I want them to come back and build my treasure city. See? Now, this is a new feat. They hadn't seen this happen before. The Red Sea opened up and people walked through on dry land. Water on both sides. See, water over their head. They you know, he made a tunnel through the sea. See? But now Pharaoh, he said, we're going to go the same way they go. We're after them. They got one problem. You're always fighting for them, and not for them. So when they got through the Red Sea, when the Israel got through the Red Sea, he always says, close the water. Door closed. And they drowned. Okay. But now he's giving them the commandments now. Are you with me on that part? Okay. Now, again, at this point, this has to be understand many of the things we're going to talk about in the future as well. 2017.
Exodus?
Exodus 2017, yeah. In the same
Oh,
book.
you said 27?
20 and the 17th verse.
Oh,
Exodus 20 and 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
That's one of his commandments. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not desire thy neighbor's house. Read.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife,
Mm-hmm.
nor his manservant,
Mm-hmm.
nor his maidservant,
Mm-hmm.
nor his ox, nor his ass,
Mm-hmm.
nor anything that is in thy neighbor's.
Oh, that's terrible, man. They got such a pretty car. I would love to have that car. Now, he said, don't do that. See, read on.
And all the people saw the thundering and the lightning
Now they saw the thunder and the light
and the noise of the trumpet
and the noise of the trumpet
and the mountain smoking.
and the mountain that was smoking.
And when the people saw it,
When they saw it,
they removed.
they were removed. They moved away. They said, "Oh, this is too loud for me. I can't handle this." They moved away from it. Read.
And stood afar off.
Too far off.
And they said unto Moses,
They said unto Moses,
Speak thou with us.
now they get ready to make Moses a between Yahweh and them. You go and you talk to Yahweh. Read,
And we will hear.
and we will hear.
But not let Elohim speak with
Don't
us,
let them speak to us that way.
lest we die.
Because they were frightened to the point, they were frightened to death, let's put it that way. See? Okay, now. He tells them there, I don't know this. He tells them to make an altar and all that. He tells them all that. I'm not going to have all that read right now. Go down to the last verse of the 20th chapter, going to the 21st chapter.
Neither shall thou, this is Exodus 20 and 26.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shall thou go up by steps unto my altar.
See, he told them to make an altar, make it out of hewn stone, not make it out of anything to hammer with it. See, you best when you take a hammer to a stone, you destroy that stone. So you don't want it to be tampered with that, put it that way. See, you make me an altar, but I don't want to make it up so high. It's stand up on it. See, read.
Neither shall thou go up by steps unto my altar,
Mm-hmm.
that thy nakedness be not discovered thereon. Now these
Now, do you see, when you look at these books they got around here about altars, they got steps about 5 feet up. People have to place that kind of, these steps are off of off. See? I don't know, did you do any killing any animals before?
Killing animals?
Yeah, yeah.
Hell.
You helped, okay. How about taking a bullock up some steps? You see? I'm trying to get the burden of carrying something like that, steps to put on the altar. See? But he said, tell him not to do that. This is all he's talking about right now. Because we don't look around. I mean,
Now, these are the judgments.
these are the judgments. Now, he's giving judgments to Israel. You had the 10 Commandments, now you got the judgment. See? And you read all this 21st chapter, the 22nd chapter, and the 23rd chapter. Now I go to 23, the last 3 verses that you can read on. All those are, now this is what was told after they heard Yahweh speak. They said, we don't want to, we moved away from the more you go talk to him. So he goes up in the mountain, he's telling them all the judgments of Israel. So he's up there hearing all of this. Now, are y'all keeping track of me as to what date this is?
This is October 6th.
June 6th. In the afternoon.
Now, when he started talking to him in the morning, at 9 o'clock in the morning,
Yes. I mean, you don't have really good timing to be able to pinpoint, but you just got to be late in the evening. When you start.
I can imagine it's because of the function of the priesthood.
Yeah, well, that's not really that. That's true too. But it was 9 o'clock when he spoke to him.
So,
What time was that? 9 o'clock. So we got to check the mountains. Whatever was back here had to be done out here. See? The day of Pentecost, he always spoke to them. The new covenant. This was the old covenant back here. This is the new covenant. See? Is that lost anybody, or is anybody not?
A little bit. So you said he
Let's ask the questions now.
he started off at 9 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and then they spoke all this, and you said something about the afternoon.
Well, that's we had to read on.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying that because he's getting all these judgments
Right.
to them. 603 law judgments. Plus the 10 made 613. See? Now the Roman Catholics, what I understand, they have 2,000 plus laws. See? And I bet any Catholic don't even know what 10 or more. Everyone's supposed to jaywalk? Go stay on the sidewalk? Can't spit on the sidewalk? I mean, I'm talking, this is judgment. That's what I'm talking about. The Catholic Church got all these kind of things on. See? If you follow what they say you have to do, you know what you'd be doing?
You're a straight jacket.
Couldn't do nothing. But the Messiah delivers us from all that kind of stuff. Well, all you gotta do is have faith in him. He delivers from anything. I don't care what your problem is. So, man, I got a problem. I just love to drink. I'm not talking about water either. Drink to where your knees go out. I mean, so, no, we got to get better than that. I'm talking about Yahshua can deliver you from all those kind of things.
Yep.
But you got to have faith in him first. And he'll deliver you from it. Okay, read on. Let's read on now. I'm tying up against the clock. Okay.
Exodus 23 and, you said the last 3 verses?
There's somewhere around here. This I want the ending of the judgment going into the 24th chapter. You just got to be the last few verses. Don't have to be the whole thing down on that.
This is 23 and 31. And I will set thy bounds from the Red Sea, even unto the sea of the Philistines, and from the deserts unto the river. For I have delivered the inhabitants of the land into your hand.
I delivered the inhabitants. Talking about Canaan. That's what delivered their hands. Read.
And thou shalt drive them out before thee.
But they in the holy place, and some of what's gonna happen when you get up here, read.
Thou shalt not make no covenant with them,
Don't make any kind of covenant agreement with them, okay,
nor
read.
with their deities or gods.
Don't deal with their god, deities or their gods, read.
Thou shalt not dwell in thy land.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee sin against me.
Mm-hmm.
For if thou serve their gods,
For you serve their gods.
it will surely be a snare
You
unto
serve, he
thee.
didn't want to serve nobody but him.
Right.
See? So when you turn your back on Yahweh, you turn your back on him, and he's gonna get you for it. See, read on.
And he said unto Moses,
He said unto Moses,
Come up unto Yahweh,
come up unto Yahweh,
thou,
thou,
Aaron,
Aaron,
Nadab,
Nadab,
and Abihu,
and Abihu. Now, he's giving specific instructions, but Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, read,
and 70 of the elders of Israel,
and 70 of the elders of Israel,
and worship ye afar off.
and worship ye afar off. So he's giving them a special invite to come up in a mountain that they were not supposed to touch. They come up in the mountain. And then, okay, yeah.
And Moses alone shall come near Yahweh,
I was getting that further instruction. Now Moses alone, he shall come,
but they shall not come nigh.
but they won't come. So they won't come to the plateau of the mountain. See how we got to join? They're on the plateau of the mountain. But Moses alone should go to the top of the mountain. Read.
Neither shall the people go up with him.
Neither should no people go up with him.
And Moses
He
came.
can't take his wife. I know he loved. We can't take her with him. See? Read.
And Moses came and told the people all the words of Yahweh.
Now he comes down from the plateau of the mountain. This is on June 6th now. And so the people all what Yahweh says. See? Read.
And all the judgments.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people answered with one voice,
Mm-hmm.
and said,
And they said,
All the words which Yahweh has said will we do.
ours. All that Yahweh said will we do and be obedient. Yes, brother.
So on June the 6th, he goes up twice.
No.
No, one time and then to the plateau.
Okay, so he went up already, he's been up there.
Yeah, right,
And now he's at the plateau.
right.
And then he goes up again.
No, he goes over, well, he's gonna be down in the 19th verse. I mean, it's in the
Okay, so
14th
just
verse.
wait. Okay.
I'm just gonna ask a question. Back there where it says, when they're talking about, go up by steps, what's it, and what does it mean by that thy nakedness be not discovered?
What do you think that means?
I have no idea.
Is it?
Like steps?
You don't want to get so high, you look under this robe, see whether it's naked or not.
What's it say? I didn't hear.
Yeah.
He did not want him to go up where he gets so high that you look under his robe and see his nakedness.
Like if you're climbing a flight of
Oh,
stairs
okay,
and there's
all right.
women with skirts, and you know the guys try and
They
look,
don't try to do.
that's what it means.
Even to the point he wears, put on their shoes mirrors.
They didn't have hands.
Oh,
I say, man, people just
You,
I mean, they try out, they try everything, folks.
So Moses was wearing a robe
the priests.
then?
He back.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm with you now.
See, he's trying, you got to dress kind of the way they were back at that time.
Or robes.
They had robes on. See, this is supposed to be an aid to help you understand what we're talking about. It's not clear, we can't do it. We can't show nobody on the mountain and you still preach at the mountain. You guys got to show them on the mountain. You can't do it all at one time. But one way, there's ways that could be done, but it takes a lot more, have to have a lot more visual aids to go with it.
Yeah.
If I had a clear plastic and put like show the mountain first underneath that, and then I drop a piece of plastic and then show Moses and Aaron and them on the mountain. See, show, well, first I said before that, I showed the cloud on the mountain first. Then I show them on the mountain and another dropping off another sheet. It could be done, but this takes a lot more time, we don't have time to do that. So we have, that's why the drawing this is a montage, is that what it was? A montage?
Could be.
Yeah. Mosaic,
Huh?
mosaic.
Mosaic, no, that's another word
It's
for it.
kinda that way in the textbook if you look, cause it'll have them around,
Yeah,
and
then the
then
next page they have,
if you, go and study your textbook.
yeah, sure, that's, everybody tries to show it that way.
But I have transparencies if you wanna try it. Just if you want, I'll volunteer that all in.
Okay, thank you. I've had a lot of ideas of things that could be done to try to show, man, I didn't see that, I didn't see it done with the days of creation, right? So you see how that came to pass. Yes,
So this that we're reading right now, they're still down at the bottom, right?
yep.
Okay.
He's telling me, what you're reading now,
Right.
let me say this, so everybody be on the same page.
The Moses is down.
When you read there in the third verse, he's coming down from the mountain. Is the third verse he said he's coming down from the mountain, the fourth verse?
And Moses came and told all the people.
The third verse, right?
Right.
That's right.
So he's come down from the mountain to the people, from the plateau to the people, okay? Then what you're reading about now is things that happened between that time and the time they go up into the mountain. Time that you're gonna read in the 9th verse, Moses and Aaron,
Aaron didn't have an abide.
Aaron and Aaron abide.
Which is 7 days later.
See, now, there's a period between that time of 7 days. See? They gotta make the altar, they gotta sacrifice, they gotta offer the sacrifice, they gotta take blood, they gotta sprinkle the people. Dedicate them with blood. Binding the covenant Yahweh just gave them to them to be obedient. So it was binding based upon blood. Now if that's the way the first covenant was done, then that's a type of the second covenant had to be done the same way. But what happened, Messiah, he shed his blood, and that was the blood that's going to atone for all our sins. See? So once you believe in him, then he takes away all your condemnation for the things what you did. I did this, and I did that, and I did it. He can take it all away. See? He can take it all away. I used to drink, I used to smoke, I used to do this, I used to do that. See? He can take it all away, but if you believe in him. But faith is the one that has, that's the power of overcoming these things we have as issues today. Is faith in Yahshua Messiah. Okay, I gotta move on from time here right now. So wait. Okay, no, go, where you at now in that chapter?
I was at the 3rd verse.
We gotta get, go down to 6th verse, read on down. That will get
And
no.
Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins,
Mm-hmm.
and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And he took the book of the covenant.
They took the book of the covenant. Now that's a book that he wrote. Based on what Yahweh told him about these judgments
Okay.
in the law. He wrote a book. He took the book and the blood of the sacrifice, read on.
And read it in the audience of the people.
He read it in the audience of people, so he's telling everybody in the audience, see, about the ordinance, about the judgments, read.
And they said, all that Yahweh has said we will do and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold the blood of the covenant, which Yahweh had made with you concerning all these words. Then went up Moses, Aaron, and
Now we got them where Moses and Aaron, read.
and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the Elohim of Israel.
And they saw the Elohim of Israel, read.
And there was under his feet as it were paved work of a sapphire stone,
Mhm.
as it were the body of heaven in his clearness.
Okay, now we got him going to a mountain again. Second trip by the path. See? Comes off of incense. So you always taking Moses up to the top of the mount, and he's showing him, or giving him, take a look at the mountain. Now this is where you're going to pick up now, where Yahweh is showing him where he sees all of it. But read, you read the 18th, read that 9th verse, read.
Then went up Moses, Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And they saw the Elohim of Israel. And there was under his feet, as it were paved work of a sapphire stone,
Mm-hmm.
as it were the body of heaven in his clearness.
So that's what he's saying, that's what he got to try to illustrate here, they're showing him here, read.
And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand.
He didn't lay his hand on him, read.
And they saw Elohim.
They saw Elohim,
And did eat and drink.
and they did eat and drink.
And Yahweh said unto Moses,
Yahweh said unto Moses.
Come up to me in the mount,
Now he says, come up to me in the mountain.
and be there.
See, now it's a special invitation. Remember what he said in the first chapter, the first verse, or the second verse, he's telling him to come up with Moses, come up along by himself. So now he's separating from his brother's sons, and the 70 others. He's now going into the top of the mountain. Read.
Come up unto me in the mount, and be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give you tables of stone,
And I will give you tables of stone,
and a law,
and a law,
and commandments,
and commandments,
which I have written,
which I have written,
that thou mayest teach them.
that thou mayest teach them. Okay? Read on.
And Moses rose up, and,
Now Moses being obedient, now he rises up.
his minister Joshua.
And his minister Joshua. Now wait a minute, we got a problem there, but we'll look at that another time. Read on.
And Moses went up into the mountain of Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto the elders, Tarry.
So now he goes up in the mountain of Elohim. Read.
And he said unto the elders,
Uh-huh.
Tarry ye here for us,
Tarry here for us. He's giving charge to them. You tarry here for us. Read.
until we come again unto you.
To Moses and Joshua come unto them. Read.
And behold,
And behold,
Aaron and Hur are with you.
Aaron and Hur are with you.
If any man have any matters to do,
If any man had any matters to do,
let them come unto them.
let them come unto them.
And Moses went up into the mountain,
And now we got Moses going into the mountain. Read on.
and the cloud covered the mountain.
See, one came up there, and the cloud covered him out, so he's up there in the cloud. And so now he's up in the cloud. Now what's going on? He's up in the cloud, and to them, let's continue reading. That's pretty I think there's no way to do it.
Really?
Well,
And the glory of Yahweh abode upon Mount Sinai,
so now it said the glory of Yahweh abode upon Mount Sinai,
and the cloud covered it 6 days.
and the cloud covered 6 days, and there's a colon mark there.
There is.
There should be an explanation of what happened in the 6 days. Read.
And the 7th day he called unto Moses out
It
of
didn't
the
tell you what took place in the 6 days. So what Moses did, he took what he saw, the 6 days up in the mountain, he put that in the first of Genesis. So the Genesis goes right here. Genesis, the first chapter goes in this part right here. Is what he's seeing. So then he hears Yahweh, Elohim, speak. He said, let there be light, which would indicate that he was in darkness. He's commanded that there be light, and that abolished the darkness. So from that time on, Moses was in light all the rest of the time he's up in the mountain. He's in the eternal day. Yes, Mark.
The light, if Joshua says, I am the light of the world, he's actually seeing Joshua
I think he's a commandment, yeah, right. I think he's a commandment.
right there at that spot, you just stop it.
Yeah, I stopped it.
Because he's not seeing the sun, because they hadn't been shown.
That's true, you think about it. But when he goes up in the mountain, what's he go up in the mountain? What is he expecting when he goes up in the mountain?
Moses.
Yeah, Moses, yeah.
Okay, was this the
Get
whole-
tables of stone.
He's gonna be somebody gonna give him some tables of stone. See? But he blacks out. You always get ready to show him something. Get ready to show him a show.
Phenomenal.
He's getting ready to just demonstrate to him who he was. Go get me Exodus 3, and I think it's 14, it might be 13.
Exodus 3.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Exodus 3 and 14.
Okay, 14.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, Aya, Asher, Aya.
Aya, he told him that when he met him at the burning bush. Aya, Asher, I am Aya, Asher, Aya, which means I will be what I will to be. So now he's pure spirit, without any descriptive shape and form. But I will to be Yahweh Elohim. I will to be the angels. I will to be the creation. I will to be everything. So everything is me. That's the whole sum of the whole thing. But you have to be broken down for you to be able to appreciate that, to be able to accept that. So when Moses goes up in the mountain, he's up in the mountain, blacked out. He heard a voice saying, "Let there be." Now in the beginning, when Yahweh really did the creation, he didn't talk to nobody. He's by himself. There's nobody here. He just willed it. I will be, boom, he was the whole creation there. Now think about that. That's power, folks. I will be a man.
Yep.
The veins and arteries, the capillaries, the bones, the eye to see. I mean, a piece of meat they could see. I'm talking about power, folks. A mouth that not only talks, but it can taste. Discern between a hair and a bone. I'm talking about the nerve settings, the nerves in your body, how sensitive they are. You can stand there and a little breeze go by and be cool. Didn't say it either, did you? I'm there. I'm there. See? I'm trying to bring the reality that you might see that what we deal with that ever-present Yahweh. He knows when you sit down, and he knows when you get up. See? He knows when you're in the dark, and when you're in the light. See? When you get that kind of awareness, I'm not worried about you. I had to go out and I gotta watch what one's gonna be doing today. I'm not worried about that. See? You got something that's going to control.
Right.
See? There's so many people out here, I need to watch it. I can't go to sleep because they might do something. But you gotta get your eyes open to see these things. See? Yes, Tony.
So I'm following along for the most part on what you're getting into there. I do have a couple of questions, but my main question is why you're drawing the triangles according to the pattern there. Because we know that each time he went up to the top of the mountain, so he's really in that elevated state or that most holy place state.
Mm-hmm.
But you're drawing, because of 3 compartments, you're doing the 3 trips, is that
Right, that's right.
Because
I'm trying
the
to use
labor
the
doesn't have
pattern.
nothing to do with
This
it.
is my tool.
Okay.
Did Moses go up the mountain 3 times or 2
Well, of
times?
course he did. No.
Did he go up 4 times or 5 times?
Mhm.
So I'm trying to emphasize why he's doing what he's doing. But I'm using the pattern as my guide.
But there is a reason behind it. The first time is because they have to clean up. That's why they're leaving.
Okay,
Well, I didn't hear that, did he say that?
yeah, I said that.
Okay.
Well, I said, I used the labor because it was a cleanup, abortion. I didn't say that, but that's what it's supposed to be because of abortion,
I
cleanup.
didn't think I heard you say that.
Then you go up here to the top mountain, there's all there is, right?
Like, yeah,
When we went to the top of the mountain,
okay,
did they offer Moses up to be an intercessor?
Right.
okay, well, I didn't hear
So he
that.
went to the top of the mountain. I didn't say those stuff, but he had to be an intercessor.
It's good he asked for clarification.
I understand, that's fine. And I don't mean to be angry either,
So you
So I
said-
didn't take it to be angry.
but there were people in the back that thought I was.
His wife-
Well, I just wanted, I just wanted to,
I understand, I have no problem, I told you, you're free to ask questions.
yeah, I know.
And that needs to be qualified, I have no problem with that. Yes,
That second triangle on that altar of incense, could you also use it because they saw Elohim, is that, and that's where the garments of beauty and glory are, where you can see that transformation?
you can add all that to it. Because the altar had the garment with the glory in the altar.
What is that, what did,
I asked, no, the question I asked
Yeah,
Tony was, can you use that second triangle where the altar of incense is? When Joshua goes up with them, when he's transfigured, and they saw the glory of Yahweh,
Right.
that's where the garments of beauty and glory are. So you can see that change from flesh to glorification.
on that second trip you're talking about, when,
Yes,
And
it's
that's the
just
question I asked, Tony. That's
when
what I asked.
Joshua went up to the.
you gotta see his transformation, he's going through
Well, that's
veils.
what we're trying to
He's
find out.
going through veils all the time.
Yeah, that's what I
You gotta
asked.
see these changes he's doing. He's a quick change artist. The copies, they only copy it. But he's the greatest.
Okay, I got some glimmer there.
Okay, Brett, my question is, from June the 6th and the 13th, it's still counted as one trip, and we count it as,
No, it's no trip there, he's down, that's all.
he's just down.
The trip don't touch, it goes to the top of the mountain.
So it starts on June the
When
13th.
he's riding to the top of the mountain.
Okay, and my next comment is, are we gonna continue this, because we need to?
I hope to.
Okay.
Not with the bells is ringing.
No, I mean, for a few classes at least.
Well, see what we gotta do now. My request now is this. We're gonna continue. Now, let me ask this question for you. You wanna continue on Friday or you wanna continue on Sunday?
Both.
You can do the financial, then you can recap on Sunday.
Repetition is good for us.
I understand, I'm trying to find out,
We don't want,
see, some people just come on Sunday.
we don't
And there's
want to
some
be like
people that
children
aren't
of
here
Israel.
that need to hear from us.
I know that, well, I know that, but see, I'm trying to say, by me bringing it up like this, I'm talking about, a lot of times I don't want to advertise what I want to do. I want people to show up on their own and then hear the God when they come. See? Now, we're going to continue. Friday, Sunday, and maybe the next Friday.
Right. Yeah.
But now, scripture lesson Friday night. Deuteronomy, 9th chapter. Sunday, Deuteronomy, 10th chapter.
Right.
That means you two. Because you know it.
Then the following Friday, make a revelation of the 10th chapter.
Can you,
I'm getting ahead of the scripture readers.
no kidding. Can you take another question?
Yeah, I think that.
Just a couple minutes more. So when you went back to John be baptized of Yahweh, and he saw the sign, sign given to him back there in John the Matthew the 4th chapter, or the 3rd chapter, 13th verse, and then they ended up seeing the sign given to John, right? And then he said that Joshua, after the sign, Joshua went into the wilderness, and he was there 40 days in the wilderness. So when you say in John the 129, that's when he's coming back from the wilderness And that's where John sees him, and he identifies him as the Lamb of Yahweh,
Right.
right? Now, can you go back to the children of Israel and show the same principles there? As them being in the wilderness 40 years, and then them going into Canaan's land, and then Joshua takes them over? I'm a little unclear if you can correlate those two.
First of all, when they came through this here,
Right?
they sing praise unto Yahweh.
Okay?
And Yahweh.
Yep. The son of Moses.
This is his son coming about in the future.
Right.
And he was wrote, and he, using Israel as a type of his son.
Sure.
He was using, and he was wrote Peter, and you know, Peter coming up out of there.
Okay?
See? So, I'm saying that the Yahweh, he has,
Could have helped you with that.
that's all right, that's fine. Try to get the furniture back, I guess, where it is. Can't move the furniture in the chapel, I can't move. So now what I'm saying is that, when Messiah, he's fulfilling all things quickly over a period of time.
Absolutely.
He does it in 40 days, where they did it in 40 years.
Okay? Yeah, I got that.
So when John sees him, he's identified. See, as the Lamb of Yahweh.
It comes back.
When he comes back, right. And that means he's gonna be, he's actually held over until he's crucified. Yes.
Can I ask, are you, I want a clarification on Tony's question.
Sure.
Are you looking for fulfillment?
Yeah, the principle you can find there back with Moses, right? Because we can see the correlation between them being sons, right? Collectively, the children of Israel being sons. They're baptized in the Red Sea. They go into the wilderness and they're there for 40 years. Yahshua the Messiah, he's baptized. He goes into the wilderness for 40 days. And then,
You saying John identified?
and then John identified him.
Well, then Moses, you know, how can we put those two together, come back and say, when Moses,
Brought them about
in the eighth, he called those Shia, the son of Nun.
Right?
Numbers 13.
Number
That's when
13.
he's identifying,
Joshua.
Joshua to the children of Israel.
Oh, that makes
And he
sense.
puts that veil, you know, Moses, he lit up.
See, you're ahead of my story on that one.
Oh, well, this is what he was asking.
Yeah, I know, but see, it's still ahead of my story.
Well, because when you got into Joshua and then the 40 days and
Yeah,
and
well,
the
you have,
wilderness, and so my mind went automatically looking for something.
that's true. But you gotta see, the one she's talking about, that happened after the next 40 days trip in the mountain. Third trip.
All right. So that's part of the, to be continued.
To be continued.
Okay, no problem, that's all you can say. Now we're gonna satisfy.
Now, if you were wise, you can go over and read those chapters. You don't have read Deuteronomy 9 and 10.
9, 10, and Revelation 10.
And then do Revelation, the 3rd chapter, Revelation, the
10th chapter.
10th chapter.
Book of life.
See, I didn't wanna come, I didn't come to get your homework.
That's
You got
all.
homework. Just for you to be able to know what the chapter's saying about. Think about what's being said.
Thank you.
Okay. I went in there a little bit different than normal,
Yeah, you did.
because I want you to try to see
Right.
You
the
did.
scriptures are talking about. What the scriptures are talking about.
That was good, very good.
Okay.
Let us stand to be dismissed with the doxology, which is taken from the last two verses of the book of Jude. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling, and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. To the only wise Elohim our Savior, through Yahshua the Messiah our Sovereign, be all glory, majesty, dominion, and power, both before all times, now and ever. Let us all say hallelujah.
Thank you. clarify.